Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Galaxy Eyes Cipher Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for April 2023. This is a deck that a lot of you have asked me to update. It really didn't get much support to use with this deck from the latest Photon Hypernova set. This deck focuses on using the Cipher monsters from the main deck to summon out the Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragons from the extra deck onto the field. This is the deck used by Kite in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 series, his sort of alternate take on Galaxy Eyes, not really focus on any Photon support in the deck, but being able to summon out the many different Galaxy Eyes monsters and then rank up into them using the many different forms of these Cipher Dragons. Let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck. For the Cipher monsters, we're running 3 copies of Cipher Wing. If you control a Cipher monster or a Kinetic Soldier in your monster zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can tribute this card to increase the levels of all Cipher monsters and Kinetic Soldiers you currently control by 4 until the end of this turn. So you have all the options here to then be able to special summon out your 2 monsters, increasing their levels to level 8, and then be able to summon out your Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon. So you have this play to set up your many different Cipher Wings, and they also combo pretty well with all the other Cipher monsters that we run in the deck. The other ones being Cipher Mirror Knight, running 3 copies of this card as well. With your Cipher Mirror Knight, it gives you the option when a Cipher monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to your graveyard, you can discard this card, send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon that destroyed monster. And during the end phase, if this card's in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add 1 Cipher card from your deck to your hand. You can only use its effect of Cipher Mirror Knight once per turn. So this can get you back your Cipher Dragon if it's destroyed, and then use it as more of a rank up option to then be able to have it as more of an Xyz material for the other bigger monsters you'll summon out onto the field. And then having the search power during the end phase if it's in the graveyard to add a Cipher card from your deck at least gives you consistency to keep cards, in your hand for you to use on the following turn also. I also run 3 copies of Cipher Twin Raptor. If your opponent controls a face-up monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can discard 1 card, special summon 1 Cipher monster from your hand or deck. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except for Cipher monsters, which really doesn't limit you at all to any of your plays, since the Cipher monsters are going to be your main thing that you are summoning out from the deck. Cipher Twin Raptor just gives you an easy special summon resource, and then being able to discard other unnecessary cards from your hand to get more important ones from your deck onto the field. For more of an Xyz power boost in the deck, I also run 3 copies of Cipher Etranger. If this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can target 1 Cipher Xyz monster you control, attach it to it as Xyz material. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Cipher spell or trap from your deck to your hand, and you can only use 1 Cipher Etranger effect per turn, and only once that turn. It could be the discarded card off of Twin Raptor, because then when you summon out your Xyz monster, you can use Cipher Etranger from the graveyard to attach onto that card, giving you more and more material, or even as an option, if you were to special summon it back into the field with cards like Mirror Knight, to have Xyz resource since you won't have any of the other material since it was summoned from the graveyard onto the field. And then for the last of these Cipher monsters, I do want to run 3 Cipher biplane. Sadly, I only was able to find the 1 copy. I have 2 Photon Orbital, just because you can target a Galaxy monster. So you can summon your Galaxy Eyes monsters from the extra deck and equip this card onto it, giving it more of an attack boost and preventing it from being destroyed by battle. But with Cipher biplane, once per turn, you can target 2 Cipher monsters you control. Their levels become 8 until the end of this turn. You can only use each of the following effects of Cipher biplane once per turn. If a Cipher monster is normal or special summoned to the field except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if it's destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Cipher monster from your deck to your hand, giving you a search for any of the other Cipher monsters that we're running in the deck. But the main play here is just being able to target 2 Cipher monsters you control and make their levels 8. A little easier card effect for you to utilize than your Cipher Wing on the field. For the last of the main deck monsters, just 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring for the hand trap option in the deck to stop your opponent's searches and any of their graveyard setup they may try to do. And now moving on to the spells, I run 3 copies of Double Exposure. You can target 2 level 6 or lower monsters with the same name on the field. Their levels are double. At the start of battle phase, you can target 1 Cipher monster you control. Choose 1 other face-up monster on the field. Its name becomes that Cipher monster's until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Double Exposure once per turn. So being able to choose 1 other face-up monster and have it become a Cipher monster gives you more of a play for your Xyz monsters as well. Being able to have those Cipher monsters count amount for some of the rank up monsters, but the double exposure is mostly used for the fact that if you have 2 level 4 Cipher monsters, just being able to double their attack gives you, not attack, the level. You can get your 2 level 8 monsters without having had to tribute out any other Cipher monster on the field. I also run 2 copies of Cipher Interference. During damage calculation, if your Cipher monster battles while another monster with the same name is on the field, you can double the attack of the battling Cipher monster till the end of battle phase. You can only use this effect of Cipher Interference once per turn, so this is just more of a power-up option if a Cipher monster battles with another monster with the same name is on the field. And with that power, depending on the Cipher monster, you may want to have go up against your opponent's monsters, and also with cards like Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon, being able to detach material from this card, target a face-up monster on the field that your opponent controls, and also with it take control of that card, and it also has its effects negated, its attack becomes 2000, and becomes Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon, working with the Cipher Interference. And I also run 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Cipher Ascension. During either player's main phase, target 1 Cipher Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Cipher Xyz monster that is 1 rank higher than that monster by using it as Xyz material. It's treated as an Xyz summon, and also Xyz material come attached onto that card as well. And it gains the effect of, it gains 500 attack for each level 4 or higher monster you control. So the more Cipher monsters you control, the more powerful your Cipher Ascension makes that Xyz monster on the field. For some of the other one-ofs for the spells, I run 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army because our go-to warrior monster, Cipher Mirror Knight, can be searched out with this card, and also the 1 copy of Monster Reborn, and the 1 copy of Call by the Grave for all the one-of Special Summon and Search and Graveyard Shutdown options that you can use with these cards. For more of a draw power in the deck, I do also run 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity. For more of the search, you may just need 1 more specific card in your deck for you to add to your hand to complete your play, and there are plenty of cards you can banish for cost in the main deck to do so. With the other spell being 2 copies of Pot of Desires. Same premise, we do run a good majority of multiples for the Galaxy Eyes Cipher monsters that you can just have options with your Pot of Prosperity. The same goes for the main deck, running 3 ofs for a good majority of them. You just need those 2 Cipher monsters and then that 1 spell to set off your main play, but hand consistency is a big thing because you will also be investing a good number of your Cipher monsters for your Xyz plays also. For the traps, there are a couple Cipher traps we're running as well. I run 2 Cipher Bit, target 1 Galaxy Eyes or Cipher Xyz monster you control, and attach this card to it as Xyz material. If you do, the next time it will be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. It is not destroyed. More of an option to have this card as an additional Xyz material on the card, but also then just an additional protection for that monster on the field. 2 copies of Cipher Spectrum. If a Cipher Xyz monster you control that has Xyz material is destroyed by a battle or an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, target 1 of those monsters, special summon it, and if you do, summon 1 Xyz monster from your extra deck with the same name as that Xyz monster, giving you more and more resources on the field with Cipher Spectrum as well. With the last Cipher trap being 2 double Cipher. If your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack on the field, even if tied, target 1 Galaxy Eyes or Cipher Xyz monster you control, and that has Xyz material. Detach all Xyz materials from that Xyz monster, and if you do, special summon 1 monster from your extra deck with the same name as that monster. Double Cipher works very similar, but just in a different kind of setup to Cipher Spectrum, giving you that other additional monster for you to summon onto the field. With the last of the traps being 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence for more of the hand trap option against your opponent for you to use as well whenever they have one of their plays. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I do want to run 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon. He's one of your main go-to monsters to summon out. So I just have number 38 Hope Harbinger and 1 number 62 as added backup monsters, but 3 copies of this card with all of the traps that we're running as well, like Double Cipher and Cipher Spectrum. You want to have more options to special summon out your Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon onto the field. Once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from this card, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Monsters your opponent control cannot attack that you control cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn, except this card. Also take control of that targeted monster until the end phase, but while it has this effect applied, it has its effects negated, its attack becomes 3000, and it becomes Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon. So you can use that monster you take from your opponent to swing into their monster, and then have this Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon be the card to attack them directly. For some of the bigger forms of Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon, I also run 1 copy of Neo Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon, being a a rank 9 monster to summon. The same with Galaxy Eyes Cipher Blade Dragon, but with this one, you use Neo Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon with the rank up play. You can summon out Cipher Blade Dragon by just using a rank 8 Galaxy Eyes monster you control on the field and transfer its materials onto it, and also 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Cipher X Dragon. You can also see summon this one using a Cipher Dragon monster you control and transfer the materials to it, giving you more and more Xyz plays with all these many different forms of Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon. For some of the other Xyz monsters, 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Dragon as just another play if you have the 3 level 8 monsters to overlay into it. Number 68, Sky Prison, and also 1 Star Liege Paladynamo if you need some of the rank 4 plays to go into with your light monsters. For the Link monsters, I run 1 Lena the Light Charmer, 1 Hip Hoshinengen, 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and the 1 Apollosa for some more generic Link monsters to go into additionally with the deck also. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, your Cipher setup is a big part of it. If your opponent controls a monster and you have the special summon for your Cipher Twin Raptor onto the field, and then being able to have this card special summon for this card, you can discard a card to special summon 1 Cipher monster from your hand or deck as well. So if the card you discard is Cipher Stranger, you can discard this, getting you another special summon onto the field. You can summon out your Cipher Wing, and then also if you have the additional Cipher monster in your hand, let's say, and you didn't take up your special summon yet, you can either normal summon out that Cipher monster, or if you have Cipher Wing being another special summon, you can then tribute your Cipher Wing to make the level of both your other Cipher monsters level 8, overlaying the 2 of them together, and then with that you have your go-to summon of your main go-to boss monster being your Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon on the field. If you have that play, then you also have the play by using your Cipher Blade Dragon to overlay into it, and then from there being able to go into your rank 10 monster, just having that ready to go as a bigger boss monster on the field as material ready to take on your opponents. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. It's a really awesome deck. I know a lot of you have been requesting the Cipher deck. Sorry it took so long to make, but I hope you all enjoy. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.